Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. I'm actually broadcasting live in my private Facebook group at profitablecoachingsociety.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, my Facebook page, and both of my YouTube channels. The one that I especially want you to pay attention to is the one for the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. Hi, everyone. I'm WendyY Bailey, and welcome to this bonus episode. I do every bonus episode live. I've done it live for the last 3 weeks. This is the third week, and I plan to continue doing it live. So mark your calendar for 2 o'clock Eastern time on Thursdays, where I'll bring you another cool topic. Wherever you're watching me, be sure to connect with me, to follow, to subscribe, to like me, whatever you need to do so that you're aware when I go live next week or any other time as well. So welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. I'm excited about our topic for today. Let me find it. Where is our topic for today? Our topic for today is, okay, did it go away? I created a banner and I don't know where it went. So let me create another one. We're talking today about how to reach more of your ideal coaching clients. Let's make sure I did it that time. There we go. So now I'll show it. So today that's our topic. And it's a topic that I talk about a lot with people. Hello, whoever it is that just liked me. Hello on, I think that's Twitter. Is that Twitter? No, that's Facebook. I'm sorry. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, be sure that you approve StreamYard so that I can see your comments and I can see the name with the comment. So anyway, so this topic is one of those topics that I talk a lot about with my clients. It's because we're in this space and place and time where there are so many people out there and we don't know how to connect with them. We don't know where to connect with them. We don't know what to do to connect with more clients. So the whole topic is sort of an excerpt of a program that I created some time ago. It's called Become a Sales Rockstar, and you can go find out more about that at becomeasalesrockstar.com, because I truly believe that you must be in the space and place of your most ideal clients in order to connect with them. So today's bonus episode is all about those spaces and places, specifically on social media. So let me jump in and just tell you, relationships are the new currency for 2021. Relationships are everything. Relationships trumps anything and everything. What you're going to find is there may be people who are, doing extremely well in the marketplace, but what has happened is they haven't spent a whole lot of time building up their social media. They haven't spent a lot of time, blogging. They haven't spent a lot of time doing those things you're told to do if you want marketplace influence. They focused on the relationships. And I feel like I'm one of those people. I have really, really, really been intentional about relationships. And relationships can be the way you connect. It can be about what you say when you connect, the language. It can be about what you do, how you interact with people. I'm on LinkedIn, and for me on LinkedIn, when people friend me or send me a connection request, and the next thing you know, they're like, let me sell you something, or let me give you this free this, which is going to lead to a sale or an offer for a sale. It makes it kind of tough. It makes it kind of tough to be in relationship. My standard response to people when they friend me or send me a connection is, it's great to meet you. Nice to thank you for reaching out to connect. And I look forward to getting to know you, because nurturing relationships requires time, and nurturing relationships are the secret sauce to building conversations that result in conversion. Okay. So you got to reach out to people. You've got to establish a relationship. Your goal is to build a relationship. Then the next thing I'm going to talk about is something I preach about. That is ideal client clarity and the power of one. And here's what I mean. You've got to know your ideal client intimately well. intimately well in order to serve her, because you've got to know what's going on with her. You got to know what keeps her up at night. You got to know what makes her happy and really brings her joy. You've got to know what the desires of her heart are. You've got to know what problems she's facing. You've got to know her so really well in order to reach her, to connect with her, to attract her. You've got to know your ideal client really well. I always say her and she when I'm talking, because my ideal clients are women. I work with women. And so I'm real clear when I say women, what that means. It also means there's a language that is associated with women versus men. I know I've got to use that language when I'm talking to my most ideal client in the marketplace. That's how I'm going to build a relationship. And the power of one is all about one ideal client, one core problem, and one comprehensive solution. One ideal client, one core problem, and one comprehensive solution. I see too many people in the marketplace trying to reach like everybody. And unless you've got really deep marketing dollars in your pocket, reaching everyone is really challenging for you to do. What I suggest you do is you identify one ideal client, just one, and be very specific about who she is. One core problem, just focus on one problem she has. She's got many, but you've got to focus on one. And then your solution, your comprehensive solution, is your coaching package, your coaching service, your coaching program that will alleviate the problem that she has presented to you. One ideal client, one core problem, not the symptoms or the circumstances, but one core problem and one comprehensive solution. Okay. And when you are like rolling in dough, solving that one problem for that one client with your one comprehensive solution, then you can think of having multiple ideal clients. Okay. Then you can think of that. I want you to really focus your time and energy where it's going to build what you need in the way of business. Okay. So, ideal client clarity and the power of one. Now, there's a reason that I talk about relationships being the new currency. There's a reason I talk about ideal client clarity and the power of one. It's because you've got to look at that when you are beginning to market. And years ago, someone told me this. I didn't originate it, I don't claim it, but it's so true. Marketing gets you known and sales gets you paid. Marketing gets you known and sales gets you paid. Now, I'm going to extend that a little bit for this dialogue, and I'm going to say marketing gets you known because you're focused on the relationships with the right ideal clients. Okay. Focus on building a relationship and getting known by the right ideal clients. That's why the ideal client clarity and the power of one is so important. So let me jump into some other things. I hear people say, oh, the market is saturated. I don't know where to go and reach my ideal clients. Well, let me tell you, there are 7.8 billion people on the planet. That's a lot of people that are in need of what you offer. And your ideal client is looking for you. Your ideal client wants what you have to offer. Your ideal client wants you and you specifically and what you offer in the way of a comprehensive solution. Your ideal client is looking for that. Okay. So there's 7.8 billion people on the planet. There's no such thing as scarcity. There's abundance for all. You've just got to make sure you're attracting the right ideal client. Then I want you to understand that there are 4.57 billion people on the internet. So although we're talking primarily today about social media platforms, I want to make sure you understand that if you're online, if you want to reach people, you've got your website that you can use to reach out to that 4.57 billion people, on the internet, who are your right ideal clients. There are a lot of other ways than just social media. Because there are 4.57 billion people on the planet, there's always some way for you to reach your clients. Be as creative as you dare. Now, there are 3.9 billion people on social media. There's plenty of clients. There are plenty of clients out there for everyone. And this is your opportunity to kind of get clear about who your one ideal client is, what her one core problem is, what your one comprehensive solution is that you want to offer her, and then where do you meet her? Where are the spaces and places where you go to connect with her? It's all about language. Let's start with the mother of them all, okay? Facebook. Facebook, let me go to my notes here. Facebook is a big platform. It's huge. There are, okay, my iPad doesn't want to open up. Okay, there are 2.7 billion users on active monthly users on Facebook. 2.7 billion. Okay. Now, I know that Facebook, when I joined, like, 13 years ago, Facebook was easy to connect with people. There was some organic reach you had. And then, they entered into the social media advertising space. So if you want to reach those 2.7 billion active monthly users on Facebook, the subset of that are your most ideal clients, you may have to run ads. But let me tell you that you don't have to run ads if you are strategic about who you accept friend requests from, who you connect with, who you follow, where you're actually living, breathing, thinking, doing stuff on Facebook. Okay, you get to tap into that when you understand there are 2.7 billion active monthly users on Facebook. And when you think of those active monthly users on Facebook, you don't need but 1% of that to really do well in your business. Okay, then there are 60.6% of internet users on Facebook. So 60.6% of the 4.7 billion people who are on the internet. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. There are 80 million Facebook pages. There, 65% of Facebook users are under 35 years old. Did you hear that? That's why knowing your ideal client is so important. 65% of Facebook users, that's 65% of 2.7 billion active monthly users, are under the age of 35. That means that there are 35% of all Facebook users that are older than 35. So you do the math on that. You look at your ideal client, your avatar, your profile for your most ideal client, and you decide if Facebook is a place you want to be. I won't read all that other stuff. The next one we're going to go to is LinkedIn. LinkedIn. For many years, LinkedIn was thought of as the place where you go if you're looking for a job. The reality is that is far from the case today. You can still go to LinkedIn and find a job, but there are a whole lot of other ways to leverage LinkedIn. First of all, there are 660 million active users, monthly users on LinkedIn. 660 million. That's a lot of people on LinkedIn. More than 2 members per second join LinkedIn. Over 30 million companies have profiles on LinkedIn. That's a lot of companies. That's big, medium, and small companies that are on LinkedIn that you can tap into. 90 million LinkedIn users are senior level influencers in corporations. 63 million LinkedIn users are decision makers. So there are a lot of decision makers, people who are ready, waiting, and looking for you. They're your ideal client. They want to learn more about you. They want to know more about what you offer. 90 million and 63 million, those are huge numbers. And all you need to tap into is the small percentage, the 1 or 2% that are your most ideal coaching clients. Okay. So let's keep going. Let me give you a demographic. Not 27% of US adults are on LinkedIn. 27% of adults of that 7.8 billion, the 4.57 billion people on the planet. Those are where your most ideal clients are, in that 20% of that 27% of US adults. So get clear about your ideal client, then you can start to leverage these platforms. Then there's Twitter. Twitter has 330 million active monthly users on Twitter. 145 million active users a day are on Twitter. About 500 million people access Twitter every month without having an account. People are reading what's on Twitter. People are following people on Twitter, whether they have an account or not. I think that's pretty cool. And here's some demographic information that will help you to know if Twitter is where your ideal client is. Let's see. 63% of users on Twitter are between 35 and 65 years old. 63% of users on Twitter are between 35 and 65 years old. 34% of Twitter users are female and 66% are male. So know your client avatar, know who's on Twitter. And if Twitter is your platform of choice, that tells you, I just told you Twitter, that tells you where you can go. Let's talk a little bit about Instagram. There are 1 billion active monthly users on Instagram, and more than 50% of Instagram users are under 34 years old. I love Instagram. I don't post a lot over there, but since I've been on Clubhouse, I find myself wanting to post because I've connected with my most ideal clients on Clubhouse. Don't sleep on Clubhouse. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about YouTube. YouTube, there are 1.9 billion active monthly users on YouTube, and YouTubers watch 1 billion hours of videos daily. That's a lot of video being watched. People are looking for you. If you don't have a YouTube channel, there's an opportunity for you. YouTube users are typically 18 to 34 years of age. So you got to think about your ideal client profile, your client avatar, whatever you want to call it, when you're identifying where if YouTube is a place for you. Let me do some honorable mentions. Facebook Messenger, there are 1.3 billion monthly users on Facebook Messenger. Use the platform, leverage platforms. In all of what I'm saying, I want you to leverage these platforms to reach your most ideal clients. Okay, and then you've got Reddit. Reddit has 330 million monthly users. It's an opportunity for you to connect with people on Reddit. You don't have to use the platforms everyone else is saying you should use. Choose the ones that work best for you. Choose the ones where you can leverage your time. You can connect and establish relationships with your most ideal coaching clients, and then use those specifically. The last one I'm going to talk about is Pinterest. Pinterest has 250 million monthly users, 350 million monthly users on Pinterest. Now, I know some big time marketers who use Pinterest primarily. They don't use the top three, so to speak. The reason I'm sharing this data with you is because I want you to understand that there are more platforms, and you can use your client avatar, your customer ideal client profile, your ideal client avatar, whatever you want to call it. You can use this information to connect with your most ideal clients on other platforms. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out and you start, posting on all 8 of these platforms. What I'm saying is pick 2, no more than 3, and leverage your time there. Invest the time, consistency, and commitment to reach out for your ideal clients. And when you reach out for your ideal clients, the thing that I want you to understand is you are really there to create a relationship. You're really there to build trust. You're really there to add value to what she offers and where she is in her business or life. You are there. Well, did I lose my banner? There we go. You are there to create the relationship that will lead to conversion. People who know, like, and trust you will actually come out and talk to you. You don't have to beat the bushes. You don't have to do anything. Just show up in the space, add value, be committed. And what you're going to find is you will connect and build relationships with your most ideal coaching clients in a way that leads to bottom line benefit. Adding zeros to your bottom line profits, doing well when you think of your business and the clients you serve. And then what it does is it sort of opens up the universe so that for more people to see you, get to know, like, and trust you, want to be a part of what you offer, want to learn from you, want to do what they will with you. They know you're the solution. They know what you offer can help them. Relationships are everything. I started with that. Ideal client clarity and the power of one means you know your ideal client profile. You understand very clearly the problem that you're able to solve for that one ideal client. And then you can begin to leverage these social media platforms in a huge way without spending a dime on social media ads. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please feel free to join me over at theprofitablecoachingsociety.com. That's profitablecoachingsociety.com. It's my free Facebook group. It's a growing community of coaches, speakers, consultants, trainers, and industry leaders and emerging thought leaders just like you. So join us over there. There are lots of opportunities to connect and share and build relationships with people. So this has been a bonus episode of the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. Be sure that you like, comment, review, and subscribe wherever you're seeing me now. And mark your calendar for next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for another bonus episode. Thanks so much for being here. For those of you who have stayed on with me, who have watched, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type replay to let me know that you were watching the replay. Take care, everybody. See you next time for another episode. Bye-bye.